Hey, this is Matt once again. We're debating the videos of the paid request this time for Adam. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos or topics, reactions, commentaries, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for The Condemned, the 2007 film starring Stone Cold Steve Austin. One of those early films for WWE films. Was this the first? I can't remember what the first one was for WWE films. I just had like the Marine and those other movies, to be fair, before this. The Condemned, I always thought sucked. I always thought it was a piece of shit. I still think it's a piece of shit. I have to watch it again. I hate this movie. It's a very awful version of The Running Man, Battle Royale, which is a really good movie from overseas. Just go watch The Running Man. Go watch Battle Royale. If you've seen them, go watch them again. The gist of the story is this TV producer is going to showcase this illegal game where he's taking 10 death row inmates, and they're going to be contestants on this island to fight to the death, and he's going to show it on the internet. Because apparently there's going to be advertisers, and that's why they're on an island, and they're in secret so that hopefully authorities don't find them, and a network wouldn't show it, so they're broadcasting it to the internet. One of their guys, contestants, gets killed, so you have to find a new one. They want an Arab. So while they're in this prison, they're getting people to fight this guy, and one of them is Steve Austin. But Steve Austin wins, fucks up the guy in like 2 hits. They go, who's this guy? So they grab Steve Austin, they put him amidst this contestants. One of them is Vinnie Jones, who was Juggernaut in X-Men The Last Stand. He's been in a lot of other stuff. I don't mind Vinnie Jones. Let's see. Steve Austin, Vinnie Jones. One's an Asian guy, so of course he knows martial arts. One is a black guy. One's a black lady who's two-faced. Will seduce you, then fuck you over. 2 are a couple who love each other. One is like an older guy. One is Nathan Jones, which I know he was in WWF for like 5 minutes, and then he was disappeared. One, pretty much as soon as they get to the island, they drop him, and he gets fucking impaled, so doesn't even get to do anything. So there's really 9 contestants. And pretty much they're on the island, and you come to find out Steve Austin's character was a guy working for the U.S. government and Black Ops, and he did his mission, but he got caught, so he got fucked over, put into the prison, left there to rot. And his wife is able to find out what's going on, and is one of the viewers watching, as this is televised on the internet. You have other officials trying to find out what to do and how to find this place. And then you show the TV producer who's a complete dickhead. You have this lady who is realizing this is immoral. Took you this long to realize it, lady? And then you have this other guy. What was his name? Rick Hoffman. Which I like him. He hasn't done a lot of stuff, but if you remember the first Hostel, you know, the American businessman who's talking with the lead guy, and he's like, how do you think I should do it? A gun? No, fuck that, I shouldn't do it this way. I should do it this way. I like that guy. I'm surprised he hasn't done a whole lot. I think he's like an asshole lawyer in Cellular, I believe, or Chris Evans. Because he has such personality. And the way he says his dialogue, I'm like, this guy should be bigger. This guy should be in bigger roles. Hell, this guy should be the villain. This guy has more personality than the TV producer. So why isn't he the TV producer? Like, why isn't he the main villain? He has more well, whatever. So I know I'm like 5 minutes in. Why do I hate this film? This has some of the worst shaky cam I've ever seen. If I did a list of the top... I was going to say top 10. No, the top 5 worst films to showcase shaky cam, this would be there. along with the Taken sequels and some others. This being the top 5 worst films that showcase Shaky Cam as most awful, nausea-inducing effort. Every single bit of fight scene is like this. Every fight scene is like this. Every single fight scene. Imagine if I did the whole review like this. And I did every fucking bit of this review like this. You'd be like, stop. Have a goddamn standee. Have a goddamn tripod. So the few fight scenes in this, there's not a lot. The few in there is incomprehensible. You can't understand what the fuck is going on. You can't understand what the fuck is happening. I feel like I'm a goddamn bobblehead that someone touched as I'm watching it. And it keeps touching the fucking bobblehead and won't fucking stop. So that ruins the film immensely. And this director isn't much. I think he went on to do one of the sequels to The Marine and some other shit that no one watched or gave a fuck about. So the shaky cam is awful. That's number 1. Number 2, it feels like not much fucking happens. It's when they get on the island, one guy gets stabbed in the neck, and they have these ankle explosives. If you pull the pin, a couple seconds later they'll explode. Austin has a fight with Nathan Jones, where you can't understand what's going on until ultimately Nathan Jones falls, and his thing's been stripped off, so he gets kicked off a cliff. He explodes. Vinnie Jones, you get the idea, assaults, rapes a girl off, thankfully we don't see it. Austin helps that girl's boyfriend with his busted leg. The black lady and the black guy get together, but the black lady's a turncoat, fucks up the guy. I'm spoiling it, I don't give a shit, I'm spoiling the whole thing. Because there ain't much to spoil, so spoilers. Fucks up the guy's pin, she leaves, it explodes. So there's not much in terms of creative kills. There's not much in terms of creative action. There's not much in terms of fight choreography. Steve Austin can't do a lot during the fights. Maybe because of his neck. But you can't even really showcase it because it's shaky so much. And at best, maybe you do a punch here or a punch there. But hell, the fight scene he had with Sylvester Stallone Expendables. And even with Randy Couture way better than anything in this. And here's the thing with Steve Austin. I like him as a wrestler. And there are a couple films he's in I don't mind. Hunt to Kill. I think he's way better than this. Tactical Force, which he did with Michael Jai White, I think is way better than this. I think those films are a bit more competent in terms of action. A bit more competent in terms of entertainment, story-wise. And I would say for Steve Austin, Hunt to Kill, Tactical Force, The Package, where Dolph Lundgren's the villain, those are more decent Steve Austin offerings in terms of action. The one he did with Steven Seagal, Maximum Conviction, he's fine in it, but it's Steven Seagal in it as well, and that's when Seagal was the lazy fuck era. So there's very mixed. Steve Austin does the best he can. But I think sadly what happened with Steve Austin is he didn't realize what the audience wanted. I guess I'll speak for myself. I think Steve Austin, the reason he didn't really take off as an action star compared to other people, he got the wrong idea of what the audience wanted from him. He thought, okay, I'm doing an action film, I'm playing to a camera, not to a whole crowd, so I gotta be much more sublime. Well, Sublime. I wish he was more sublime. Subdued is what I meant to say. Sublime. I wish he was subdued. He was much more sub. It's one of the subs. Now I want a sub sandwich. Go to Subway, goddammit. Subdued. He's much more subdued. He's much more low key, and he's talking like this. And once in a while, he has a decent line in this movie. Like he's talking to the TV producer. I'm from Alaska, from near the town of Fuck Your Mama. Or at the end, he tells to a bad guy, and he says, "Sounds like you've had a terrible life." What was the word? Sounds like you had a hard life. Good thing it's over. And then he shoots the guy. I don't mind that line of dialogue. Sounds like you had a hard life. Good thing it's over. I don't mind that line. To the point I repeated twice. But for the most part, that's not really, I think, what people wanted. They wanted the Stone Cold Steve Austin personality. They wanted that anger and that energy. The way he did the promos, the way he would verbally assault Vince McMahon, and how he would just be kicking, punching, throwing stuff. Come on, yeah. People wanted that, and he didn't give them that because he thought that's not what audiences wanted, which is people love the Stone Cold Steve Austin persona. So what if that persona was kicking ass, taking names, drinking beers, and he didn't give them that? Now I think once in a while he could do that, like he could, like, okay, Hunt to Kill or such. He could do that more low-key, subdued persona. But that's the only thing he would give to people, and I don't think this is what audiences wanted out of him. They're like, as bad as it sounds, people wanted Stone Cold Steve Austin, not just Steve Austin. I think they wanted the Stone Cold Steve Austin persona that they saw on their TVs and wrestling. They wanted that, and an R-rated action front, R-rated. You could be as colorful with your curtsy as possible. You'd be as violent with the action as possible. But you have that energy, that fuck yeah attitude. But he didn't showcase that. And I really do feel that led to his action career not being as prominent compared to others. Now, yeah, he obviously had some success. He did a couple of them. But I think if he accepted, or at least one time try that persona in a movie, I think he would be surprised with the results. But I guess, again, he felt that, or someone told him that you have to be, you're playing to the camera, not the whole crowd, so you be a bit lower energy. Be very quiet. Man, a few words. And I'm like, in a way, that's not really what people liked about Stone Cold Steve Austin. They liked how you would rage and rant and just be angry and pissed off. People miss that. But again, I'll speak for myself. Maybe I'm alone in thinking that. So, to have that kind of character, like that kind of attitude in this, would have helped a lot. And really spicing up the proceedings. So you have a very low-key Steve Austin performance. You have a TV producer that, honestly, Rick Hoffman was the better actor, so I don't know why you didn't just make him the lead. Like, if Rick Hoffman was the TV producer, he could have been like Richard Dawson in The Running Man. Just having fun, just being really spontaneous. Well, okay, like The Running Man, Arnold knew at that time who his audience was. And sadly, The Running Man didn't do well, but many of us, including me, looked at it as a classic. Hey, Christmas tree, found me a light bulb. How about the light? Yeah. I don't do requests. Drop dead. I'll be back. Only in a rerun. That's the Richard Dawson having fun. Like, that worked for that film. something that is sorely missing in this. That missing with the terrible shaky cam. It feels like Steve Austin doesn't do a whole lot. Because then you only have 9 contestants, and even then, of the 9, 2 of them are a couple that aren't really... They're bad people, but on the island they don't seem like bad people. So, okay, of the 9 people, Stone Cold is one of them. Those 2 don't seem too bad. The black lady, he doesn't really fight. The black guy, the black lady fucked over. The old guy got killed early on by the lady. Nathan Jones, Vinnie Jones, and the Asian guy. So, those are really the only 3 Steve Austin fights. I did each fight fucking like this. So you can... And then the movie has the gall to be preachy. Like, the movie literally stops at the end. So a female reporter is telling the audience, what are we doing here? Why are we watching this? Those who watch. I'm not mad, I'm just sad. Those who watch. Are we the condemned? So, I get what they're going with. Like, the people that would actually watch real people die, what the fuck are you doing? But it's done in such a preachy, ham-fisted, zero subtlety way. It comes off as laughable and also a bit hypocritical, because it's supposed to be, it's an action movie produced by WWE Films, starring a wrestler who part of his job is to wrestle and fight kick-ass take names. But you're criticizing people for watching violent entertainment, but on the flip side, it's not violent entertainment, it's real life people getting hurt. There's a difference, of course, but it comes off somewhat hypocritical and also just overly preachy. It just is a weird thing to put in there. And this movie is not dramatic enough to have that showcase in this type of movie. So, when you have lousy fight sequences, terrible shaky cam, a lead star that you've taken away his zest, his energy, his promo ability, make him a man of few words. Like, Steve Austin could do a lot more than what he did in this. A lot more. And they just took away a lot of that stuff that made him pop as a wrestling star, which was such a stupid decision to make. The location, I mean, it's an island, but, I mean, Battle Royale, I think, used those locations much better. And that movie was much better with the whole left on an island, you have to kill each other. Much more food for thought in that movie. And how the Running Man was more better with the it wasn't ankle, it was the bracelets on the neck and people's heads explode. Much more fitting than just on the ankles. And I don't remember if this is rated. I think it's rated R, but it is rated R, but at the same time it didn't sometimes feel like it. Maybe because a shaky cam, you avoid any violence, except maybe like one guy gets stabbed in the neck, but and there are people that get shot near what is Vinnie Jones, spoiler. You think he's the winner, he comes back, no one's paid attention to him because they're stupid. He starts shooting up the crew, which they deserve for laughing at this entertainment. Until Steve Austin finally comes in. The finale, I mean, it's pretty much the TV producer trying to get away in a chopper. He's shooting with machine guns. Doesn't work. So the lady who's the moral compass gives Steve Austin this bomb bracelet. He's able to throw it, blows up. Kind of I don't know if it was CGI, but something about it just looked off. I don't know, just like they did model work, but the CG touches, I don't know what the deal was. But it looked something off about it. I forgot this movie ended with Nickelback. Just saving me. And I like Nickelback. I don't hate Nickelback like other people. But like, oh shit, Nickelback has a song in this movie? Oh shit. I don't remember any other pieces of music in this. So that's the thing. It's like, who is this for? Is this for the crowd, the pontificate and think? They're not going to watch a WWE film starring Steve Austin. If it's meant for the action crowd, you got terrible shaky cam. You got, for the most part, lackluster contestants with not much personality to them. You got a overly preachy, hypocritical message in the third act. You got lackluster action, not much in it in terms of variety. There's not a whole lot of idea of variety during these fight sequences, and you can't tell what the fuck's going on. Shoddy direction, and just a lousy fucking movie. This is a piece of shit film. Piece of shit movie. Again, you want to see Steve Austin, go watch Hunt to Kill, Tactical Force, even The Package. Much better Steve Austin forays into action films than this one. And a lot less shaky cam compared to this one. So. Shit. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.